Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name's Debbie if you don't know me, and today's video is going to be the start of my week of one palette that I'm going to do this week. So for 5 days this week I'm going to be featuring this palette, and it's this one, the Alyssa Edwards palette by Anastasia Beverley Hills. I've had this palette for a couple of weeks, I've not touched it at all, so it's completely untouched. I've not swatched it. Absolutely nothing has happened with this palette other than me opening it and looking at the gorgeous colours inside. So there's lots of colour for us to play with here, but there's some neutrals as well. So I think I can make quite a lot of different looks that might suit everybody out of this one. So that's why I wanted to really get to know the palette and play with it a bit. And I mentioned this in my recent Get Ready With Me that I wanted to do this because I feel like I'll do first impressions and then put a palette to one side pretty much, or occasionally I'll do a 3 looks one palette, but I never really get to know a palette and what I can do with it. And I just think it might be nice for you to sort of have a break between each look and kind of, if you want to recreate it, and then to kind of follow along with the series. So what I intend to do is do a different look and try and make sure that I've used every shadow by the end of the 5 days, and on the 5th day I'm going to give you my roundup of all the shades. I'm also going to swatch this palette out on my arm one side, and I'm going to swatch the Riviera because I also have that, so that you can compare the shades, and I'll give you a bit of a rundown on what I think of the comparisons, because I know a lot of people have said these are pretty similar palettes, but when you actually get them side by side real, I think they complement each other well, but there's quite a lot of differences. So I thought it might be useful to people if you're considering picking it up, or you've dismissed picking it up because you've got the Riviera perhaps, and you know, just to see how different it is. Not that I'm trying to persuade you to buy makeup, because I'm on a low buy, so I probably shouldn't be telling everybody else to do it, but I just thought you might find it useful anyway. And if you haven't got this palette, you absolutely can play along creating looks with whatever you have, because there's lots of colourful mattes in here that I think would appear in lots of other palettes or singles. So yeah, so I'm going to scoot you in. I've already done my base makeup, brows. I've put down a base using the MAC Painterly paint pot. I'm going to do something a little bit more on the less colourful side today to start off the week. So it's Monday morning, I'm going to be going to work after filming this one, so I'm going to keep it on the more neutral side. But if you've followed me for a while, you know I don't really do completely neutral anyway, so I'll have a little twist in there. So yeah, I'll scoot you in and we'll get started. My thoughts for this one is that I would go in with quite a heavy focus on my inner corner and then make it lighter as it goes out, so sort of a different colour placement as such. So I'm going to go with BBDC, which looks like an aubergine sort of plummy shade in the palette. So I'm going to go in with that one, probably blend it out a bit with that one, and not sure what I'm going to do with my lower lash line yet, but I might keep that quite neutral. So it is going to have a little bit of colour in, but it's not going to be like the purples and pinks and everything in the more vivid side of the palette. Just dipped into that BBDC shade, and it's not as powdery kick-uppy as sometimes Anastasia formula can be, so that's a good thing in terms of it makes it easier to use, I think. That's a really sort of grapey kind of colour, really pretty colour actually. So I'm just going to work that into like the inner part of my crease. I might actually put it on my lid space there as well actually. I think I'll use this brush for the crease, and then I'll fill in with a different one, because this one's got a point on it. It's not the easiest for packing, but it's good for getting in the crease and being a bit more precise. So did anyone pick this palette up? I'm hoping so now I'm doing this. I've seen a few videos on it already, because I wasn't going to pick it up, so I was quite happy to watch all the videos out there and just appreciate it. And then on Beauty Bay you get tribe points. I don't know if you guys shop on Beauty Bay, a bit like a loyalty scheme. And I got about £15 of tribe points and just kept looking at it. It was in my basket, you know, you put these things in your basket and you're gonna not get them, just sort of put them there to kind of like you're almost window shopping. That's what I do. And I was like, yeah, but I've got that £15, so I just decided to put that towards it. It's either £10 or £15. I think it was 15. So yeah, so the palette is £46 on Beauty Bay. I don't know what it costs for you guys to get it in the US. Probably about the same in dollars. We always have to pay a bit more. Obviously because Beauty Bay have to import these things. Right, so to pack the colour on, I'm using a bit more of a packing brush. It's a blending brush called the Exact Blend by Sigma, but it's kind of a packing stroke blending, so I think it will work well for what I want to do. It's not quite as pigmented as I was expecting, which is fine because it's allowing me to build it up and it's not getting too crazy out of control. It's a nice shade, I like that. So then I've got a bit more of an exact sort, well not exact, a skinnier sort of blending brush, and I'm going to work on blending that edge there. And I'll leave all the blending process in the video, but I'll speed it up super fast because this is going to take some time, I think, to get it how I want it to look. Okay, so that's blended out and kind of looking how I was expecting. And now I'm going to go into that shade which is called Unicorn Tribe. Kind of a mauvey pink shade, but I think it will go nice with the shade BBDC that we've already put down. I'm just going to blend that and pack it at the same time pretty much. So as me saying this is going to be a neutral look, it's quite a pink look, isn't it? And as we get out to more the outer corner, I want to diffuse that and make it a lot softer. So I'm going to go in with the white, just flip the brush over, so I'm using the clean side of it and going to that white, which is called Headliner. It's a good white, but I wouldn't say it's the most pigmented white I've ever used. But to be fair, I normally, if I'm using white, would pack it onto a white base, and I haven't done so here, so. Working to get that blend between the white and the pink, so I'm just flipping the brush from one side to the other pretty much. So I've still got some pigment on one side. Okay, so that's where we are right now. So lower lash line, I think I am just going to keep it in the purple and pink zone. But I'm going to go really close to my lashes with that BBDC shade. And I don't want to add any more colour, I just want to just diffuse. So I've just got a brush with no additional product just to diffuse that line a little bit. On my waterline, I'm going to go in with this one, which is Urban Decay's 24/7 liner in Heartless. Okay, so that's the look right now. What I'm going to do now is hop off camera and do a wing liner and some mascara and choose a lipstick for the look, and I'll be back with you for the finished look. Okay guys, so here's the finished look. What do you think of this one? I really like the fact that it's completely matte and the product placement is different. I don't do that sort of heavy focus inner corner and going to lighter very often. And the BBDC shade and that shade Unicorn Tribe, so those two I think just play off each other so nicely, such a nice tone in those. So I love bright pinks, but I think these are a bit more muted and soft and mauvey, so not mad at this one at all. I really like it, so hope you do too. And the lipstick I've paired with it is an Anastasia liquid lip. The shade is Vintage. I think it matches the vibe of the look quite well. So yeah, off to a good start. The colours that I used today, I'll just give you my thoughts. I thought they were less powdery than you come to expect from Anastasia. I do always go in with a light hand with Anastasia because I know that they're a bit kick-uppy. But having said that, sometimes there's powder everywhere even when you do that, and these didn't do that. They did take a bit more blending because of that though, so I did have to really work to get that blend in the inner corner how I wanted it to look. So if I come in, you can sort of see I have diffused it, but it's probably not as diffused as I would have liked because I didn't work quick enough and it's sort of set as it were. But I've used a tacky base, so maybe it would have been better on a set base to do a completely matte look. But other than that, I'm loving the shades and the pigmentation is there. It takes a bit more building than I'm used to with Anastasia as well. Just something to mention, but not in a bad way. I think actually you can take your time a bit more and build up the colour rather than it being bam and then you've got to somehow work out how you're going to blend that out. So for the sort of look I was doing today, it actually played in my favour, I think. So as I say, I've only used 3 shades. I've used Headliner as well, the white. It's quite soft and pale in my outer corners, but you can definitely see it, and I used it, as I say, not over a white base. I think over a white base it would be really impactful. I am going to do that because I love a white inner corner cut crease, so I probably will do a half cut crease with one of the more vivid colours and that Headliner shade to test it out and just see how vivid it is. But yeah, liking it so far. I went with a pale colour in my waterline because I think it just opens your eyes up, particularly if you've got a winged liner and you don't want to go for a gothy look like the one I did in my Get Ready With Me yesterday. You know, if you want to keep it softer and more romantic, then I think a lower lash line that's not quite as bam, you know, that's a bit more paler and softer can definitely soften the look. So yeah, that's what I was going for today. So tomorrow I'll be doing something entirely different with the palette, so I hope you'll tune in again tomorrow. But that's all I've got for you today. If you're new here, then welcome. I hope you might consider subscribing before you go so that you can catch the rest of the series. But other than that, guys, have a fabulous day and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye!